Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In some of my previous comments, several viewers asked me to make a video showing some of the accessories that I recommend for the Radtel RT880 radio. For those of you that don't know this radio, I recommend watching the first video I made of it. But short story, it's a 10 watt VHF UHF radio with spectrum analyzer.
Keep heading the 2880, climbing the maintain the 3880,
And also capable of transmitting on HF, including 4.6 watts on CB. I'll be leaving links to all of the accessories and of the radio pinned in the comments and video description, and you'll also get a 10% discount if you use my link and the code TAC during checkout. Now let's get started. One more thing that I wanted to mention is that Radtel already put out 2 firmware updates for this radio. So now that's why the spectrum analyzer has sound and why you can switch the working frequency range without having to restart the radio. And that brings us to our first item, because you'll need a programming cable to update the firmware and program it through the CPS. And in my previous video, I recommended a $2 CH340 cable that I assumed would work out of the box. But as it turns out, there's no standard to this type of cables. But if you already bought one, don't worry, there's an easy fix. All you have to do is switch the green and white wires inside of the cable. Or if you know how to solder, you can open the USB-A plug with a knife and unsolder and switch over the green and white wires. I also did make a video on how to fix the cable, so if you're not good at this sort of stuff, you can just watch my video and copy what I'm doing. When I made the first video and I recommended this cable, there was no official Radtel programming cable. However, now you can order the official one from the Radtel's website or from AliExpress. I'll be leaving links to both of them pinned in the comments. And now let's have a look at the second accessory that I recommended, and apologies for that. That would be the GP328Plus to K-type converter. And again, I'm sorry for that, guys. When I bought the radio, I had no idea that some manufacturers don't make this type of connectors to standard. The actual connector that you want is the standard GP328Plus connector, which looks like this on the left. The one on the right, when connected, won't have audio. So the audio will come through the speaker of the radio, but you'll be able to transmit. And apologies for those of you that did buy this adapter. I had no idea that the manufacturer didn't make it to standard, and it was in fact made for a Radtel radio. But now I'm going to show you an accessory that does work, and it's this earpiece. I think I paid around $7 for it. And I'll give you guys a quick demonstration, and I'll connect it to the radio so you can see what the connector looks like and that it works. And one more thing that I forgot to mention is that Radtel also launched their official accessories. So you can also buy the official Radtel microphone, earpiece, antennas, programming cable, and everything. And again, I'll be leaving links to all of them pinned in the comments. On a side note, this pin style type of connector is usually found on Motorola police radios. And they do seem to be the future, because I've seen 2 more prototypes coming out from Radtel. And both of them have this style of connector. Hopefully I'll be getting some early samples of those 2 radios in the next couple of weeks. And next week I should be getting the Radtel RT880 GPS version. So I'm also going to be doing a review of that. And hopefully today I'll be getting the Quanshin TK11. And I'll be doing an unboxing video and a comparison video between the TK11 and RT880. So if you guys want to see that, please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification icon so you'll be notified when I upload those videos. And next 2 items are these 2 BNC connectors, which I highly recommend. They make life so much easier and give you a lot more antenna options, and you're going to see a bit later what I mean. And next item is this radio pouch that I highly recommend. Now, obviously you can wear the radio with a belt clip, but if you want to protect it, or you want to put some sort of waterproof bag over it, I highly recommend this. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when you put it inside. And that's what she said. But yeah, this pouch offers better protection in case you bump it against something or you're playing airsoft. And you still have access to your connector. You can tighten it from here, from these 2 elastics. And you have access to the side keys, the PTT. And you can also attach it by MOLLE to your pet carrier, backpack, or belt. Now, one more item that I'm going to recommend before the antennas is this waterproof pouch. And this comes in extremely useful if you're going boating, rafting, hiking, or anywhere else you might get the radio wet. And you just open it like this and you put the radio in. And since I have the earpiece connected, I'm going to demonstrate it with another radio. And I just lock this tool, and the radio is waterproof. So again, this comes extremely useful if it's raining and you want to use your radio, or if you're going rafting or swimming even, you can use this strap to attach it to your body. And you can still use the radio, all the buttons are accessible. And yeah, for $2-3, I think it's highly worth it. And for those of you wondering, this is the Radtel RT-900 and is, in my opinion, the best budget radio on the market, because for $20 to $25 you're getting an almost 9-watt radio with Bluetooth programming, 512 channels, and also a spectrum analyzer that works extremely well. So yeah, at this price point you really can beat it. This is way more superior to any Baofeng that I know of. And now we're going to move on to the antennas, and for that we're going to need to connect this to BNC connectors. Now I should mention that I own over 15 antennas and I tested all of them. And these 5 are my favorite, starting with the Abbree R776 and this $4 27 MHz antenna. However, I should mention that Radtel also has their official antenna. Again, link is going to be in the bio. And also the advantage to the BNC connector is that you can move the 27 MHz antenna from the middle receive port to the left transmit port, because this radio will only transmit from the left antenna port. And for those of you that are new to ham radio or to prepping and don't know, the standard antennas that come with all radios won't give you a lot of range. For that you need a longer antenna like this $2 Abbree AR771. And this connects straight to the radio and it will give you double the range. And again, for under $2 you can go wrong with it. Now the next antenna that I'm going to recommend is the Abbree AR776, and this one costs approximately $7. It will give you the same range as the 771 except it's lighter and thinner. But as you can see, it's a lot longer than the standard antenna that comes with the radio. And next is going to be my best performing antenna, and that's the RH660S. And I highly recommend this antenna, especially to preppers, because it's a telescopic antenna, and when it's fully extended it has 108 centimeters. So with this antenna you could probably get 4 times the range than with the standard antenna that comes with your radio. When it's closed, the SWR is 1.7, so it's still extremely usable. However, when it's fully extended, the SWR is under 1.1 on VHF and UHF. So the SWR on this is basically perfect. And with this type of antenna, especially at open sea or if you're in the mountains, it will probably reach hundreds of kilometers. And the next antenna that I'm going to recommend is this 27 MHz telescopic antenna, and it's BNC. And I've seen people use this exact antenna and make contacts over 1,000 miles away. And I've even seen a video of someone using this exact type of antenna and this exact type of radio, claiming to have reached a repeater 3,500 kilometers away. That's over 2,000 miles. And the last antenna that I'm going to show you is the one that you saw in my first video, if you watched it. And it's a 27 MHz antenna. However, I think that for the same price, the telescopic one is way better, because when it's closed, it's the same length. However, fully extended, it will get you a lot more reach. I think fully extended, it's 108 centimeters or 132, I'm not sure. But still, I recommend the telescopic one. And that was it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification icon. You can also support my channel by buying me a coffee using the link in the video description, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care and 7-3.